Ladies and gents, he's back.
I'm back.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're focusing on movies in which the Governator stars in a central or significant role. However, we've excluded Arnie's cameo roles, as well as his TV or documentary appearances.
Because I've seen enough blood and death.
Number 10, Conan the Barbarian.
So grant me one request. Grant me revenge.
Based on the pulp magazine narratives of Robert E. Howard, Conan the Barbarian is filled with non-stop action, glorified by beautiful handcrafted sets, wieldable props, and awesome costumes.
Conan! What is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
Conan was the quintessential testosterone-driven high fantasy flick of Hollywood's pre-CGI age. Throw in James Earl Jones as the story's villain, and you've got one hell of a can't-miss action movie.
Look at the strength of your body, the desire in your heart. I gave you this. Such a waste.
Although the film initially drew criticism for its hefty use of violence, it has since become a crowning classic for its epic poetry style and well-aged visuals. And those who don't like it, well, tell them, Conan.
The hell with you.
Number 9, Last Action Hero.
No sequel for you.
This self-aware action comedy stars Schwarzenegger as himself, playing fictional LA hero cop Jack Slater.
You think you're funny, don't you?
I know I am.
The film follows a young boy who's transported inside his favorite movie series through a magical theater ticket.
It's a passport to another world. It was mine, and now it's yours.
While this premise may sound laughable on paper, the comic fantasy achieved its goal of non-stop laughter with its satirical tone on the action genre, parodying numerous cliches and predictable plot lines along the way. Last Action Hero may have underperformed at the box office and reeled in a whopping 6 Razzie nominations, but it remains a favorite among Schwarzenegger fans for its cheesy antics and clever fourth-wall gags.
Let's say this is a movie. How many times have you heard someone say, stay in a car, and the guy doesn't? What happens?
Number 8, Kindergarten Cop.
Who is your daddy, and what does he do?
With Arnie taking on the role of a badass cop who's forced to go undercover as a kindergarten teacher, the premise of this fun and kooky comedy was one for the Hollywood textbooks.
Shut up! Shut up!
Dramatic, funny, and filled with a lot of heart, Kindergarten Cop beautifully showcases Schwarzenegger's dynamic acting skills, proving that there's more to him than just muscles and guns.
I have a headache.
It might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
But don't worry, tough guy Arnie fans, there's some of that too.
Kimmel! Hold it! What are you doing? Right there. Drop it! Hurry!
Don't!
He's not your hostage. He's your son.
Drop it! On the floor!
Despite garnering a PG-13 rating, Kindergarten Cop served as Schwarzenegger's first foray into family films and was released shortly after his own firstborn child, Catherine, turned 1. Adorable, right?
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimball have to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
Number 7, Commando.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last?
That's right, Major. You did.
I lied.
If you were a retired Delta Force colonel whose daughter was kidnapped by government overthrowing mercenaries, what would you do? Well, if you're Arnie, you take a temporary leave from retirement, gunning, blasting, and ass-kicking to ensure your child's rescue, while making some nice quips along the way.
Don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired.
To this day, Commando continues to be appreciated for its non-stop action narrative, explosive practical effects, and cheesily quotable one-liners.
Let off some steam, Bennett.
With such a strong and dedicated following, it's no surprise that Fox has been prompted to attempt a reboot of this hit, but it just won't be the same without Arnie.
This isn't a plane. This is a canoe with wings.
Well, then get in and start paddling.
Oh.
Number 6, Twins.
What the hell did you do to him, man?
I did nothing. The pavement was his enemy.
Following the outrageously hilarious story of two immensely different separated-at-birth twins that are reunited on their 35th birthday, this heart-filled adult comedy was a fun fest waiting to happen.
You could be a boxer, I could be a manager.
Oh, I don't think I could fight for money.
No problem. You do all the fighting, I'll keep all the money.
Marking Schwarzenegger's first major role in a non-action film, Twins initially drew minor skepticism from the actor's fanbase, despite comedic geniuses Ivan Reitman and Danny DeVito's names being attached to the project.
You have no respect for logic.
But he's got an axe!
Cynics were put to rest, with Schwarzenegger showing his brilliant acting skills to be as rounded and playful as the titular characters.
The moment I sat down, I thought I was looking into a mirror.
We are not identical twins.
Garnering unexpected box office success, a sequel, tentatively titled Triplets, was eventually announced by Universal in 2012, with Schwarzenegger and DeVito set to reprise their roles alongside Eddie Murphy. We're still waiting for that project to get off the ground, however.
If you're lying to me, I'll be back.
Number 5. True Lies.
Come on down, jump down!
Dad?
As his third collaboration with visionary director James Cameron, True Lies took the same explosive rushes of the Terminator films and adjusted them for a modern action comedy setting.
Have you ever killed anyone?
Yeah, but they were all bad.
A loose remake of the French film La Totale, True Lies follows counter-terrorist operative Harry Tasker, a family man by day and super spy by night. Harry's double life sets the audience up for cinematic comedy gold.
Sir? May I see your invitation, please?
Sure. Here's my invitation.
With Arnie sharing the screen with an ensemble of talents, including Tom Arnold, Bill Paxton, and Scream Queen Jamie Lee Curtis. The film further solidified Schwarzenegger's capacity to tackle comedic roles and absurd plots.
Okay, make it quick, because my horse is getting tired.
Your horse?
Crazy stunts and pyrotechnics fused with even crazier characters. The film was everything we loved about a Schwarzenegger movie, and more.
You're fired.
Number 4. The Terminator.
You can't do that.
You know a movie's done something right when it manages to have audiences both loving and fearing its villain. A sci-fi action thriller unlike any other, The Terminator follows Schwarzenegger as a cyborg sent back in time to execute the mother of a future soldier, leading a resistance against sentient machines.
I'm a friend of Sarah Connor. I was told that she's here. Could I see her, please?
No.
Praised for its tone, pacing, and impressive action, The Terminator proved that epic budgets were not necessary for an epic story.
Get out.
A major critical and box office success, the film spawned an entire franchise of sequels, comics, and video games, and is considered to be the movie that cemented both Schwarzenegger's acting and Cameron's directing careers.
I'll be back.
Number 3. Total Recall. Based on a short story from sci-fi writer Philip K. Dick, Total Recall put Schwarzenegger in the boots of Douglas Quaid, a construction worker who discovers he's a secret agent that had his memory wiped. Or so it seems, as the last place Quaid visits before the plot thickens is a company specializing in memory manipulation.
I just had a terrible thought. What if this is a dream?
Regardless, the audience is buckled up for a thrilling journey, loaded with alluring practical effects and sets.
See you at the party, Richter!
It was one of the most expensive films ever made upon its release, but reeled in impressive ticket sales, and has since become both a classic Schwarzenegger and sci-fi film.
After all, we're married.
Consider that a divorce.
Number 2. Predator.
Bad idea.
Appropriately set in a remote jungle, Predator shadows Schwarzenegger as Major Dutch Schaefer, who's tasked with a special forces unit to rescue survivors from a downed helicopter. Chopper.
Get to the chopper!
However, they soon discover that there's another party in the jungle aside from themselves and their guerrilla enemies, one with technologically advanced weapons and gear that allows it to move unseen.
You're one ugly motherfucker.
If this sounds like the premise to a horror film, that's because it is, as the commandos are picked off one at a time by the unseen predator. Though the film received mixed reviews upon release, today it's praised for its intense action, narrative structure, and realism, courtesy of on-location sets and Stan Winston's creature effects.
Yeah. Stick around.
Before we get to our obvious top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
What do you say?
You say, go and kiss your mothers behind.
That's a favor?
Well, sometimes favors hurt.
Really?
That's all right. Keep it down.
Number 1. Terminator 2: Judgment Day.
Come with me if you want to live.
Taking top honors as one of the greatest sci-fi, action, sequels, hell, one of the greatest movies of all time.
No problemo.
An action-packed roller coaster ride that could be called a 2-hour chase. T2 sees Arnold returning as the intimidating cybernetic organism from the future. But this time around, he's the hero.
My mission is to protect you.
Yeah? Who sent you?
You did.
A visual and storytelling masterpiece, Judgment Day saw numerous breakthroughs in CGI.
Get out.
Exploding at the box office, the film's success even spawned a theme park ride from Universal Studios.
The T-1000 has the same files that I do. It knows what I know. It might anticipate this move.
To this day, it stands as Schwarzenegger's highest grossing, and without a doubt, his best film.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Watch Mojo and subscribe for new videos every day.